You know what I want to talk about? So I was going off on Facebook today. I was real spicy on Facebook today because I just get so tired of the negative like stigma about marriage. And it really just blew me because I think somebody posted something about like, what was it? I don't remember.
It was basically they were talking about they used the Ari and Moneybag Yo situation.
Ari and Moneybag Yo. So
is that not what I said?
I was just slowing it down. Greg talks a little fast. I just want to make sure they understood what you said. Sorry. And I wanted to elaborate because some people might not know. They might know who Moneybag Yo is. They might not know who Ari is.
Go ahead, baby.
So Ari, who's like a Instagram influencer, Moneybag Yo is a rapper. They're not married. They're dating. And she bought him 30 acres of land for his birthday. So that is the situation that he's referring to.
Oh, that's what you wanted to fill on the story. I was going to say that. But anyways, okay. I don't really know these people. I don't really know. To be honest, I don't know who Ari is at all. I don't know why she's famous besides the fact that she's... She dated a rapper. Exactly.
And she's pretty.
Okay, but anyways. So she bought him the land. But okay, somebody used this as... basically like a story, like a headline for their miserableness to like to downplay marriage. So it was like, these two people ain't married and she gifted him 30 acres. Not everybody wants to be married. And I was just looking at this post and I was like...
I went off. Well, not really went off, but it's like... Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You sure? Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm a little spicy.
A little? Nah, it just made me think about the fact that people, they've put all kinds of things around what marriage really means to really make it seem like it's not a positive thing. And so it's like, it's in the book One Flesh and also in the Bible, but it's like, what do they say? Marriage is the closest thing to heaven on earth. And so, like, if you're really in tune with your spouse, it's really like the best time all the time. Like, I'm just kicking it with my best friend. So yeah, marriage is really dope. And I feel like people, like you said, downplay it. Especially women. Like, you don't openly hear
single.
Well, yeah, we can start a debate, but I'm saying you don't openly hear single men like unpromptedly saying, I ain't never getting married. Now, if a woman asks them and they plan on not getting married, they'll respond. But women are usually the ones that are openly saying, I don't want to get married. And it's because either they were hurt, they didn't have a marriage, or they had marriages that they are basing their lives off of. So maybe their parents or someone in their lives. So they're like, this marriage didn't work out, so I don't want it. But all the reasons are based in, I had a point earlier. I forgot what it was. What did I say?
I guess you were saying women more than men.
No, the reasons why people said they don't want to get married was something I said it earlier. I forget.
Just based on, I think you were going to go into what I said when I was going off, which was basically people have negative relationship experiences and then they project that onto marriage. Was that what you were going to say? Or something around that?
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so you might have a negative relationship experience, or you saw your parents and your grandparents argue for 20, 30, 40 years. Or you got an old bitter auntie that's talking about, girl, get your education and forget these men. And she probably single and gonna be lonely forever. So I'm just saying...
What you saying, babe?
I'm just saying that, yes, there are some fucked up marriages out there. Yes, this world, it can be very dark. And there are some fucked up people. Or people that don't, that haven't, you know what? Especially in the Black community, because I can only talk about what I see. A lot of times we just don't have the tools necessary to have healthy relationships. And so people project all type of bullshit onto marriage. But marriage is what you make it. And I was saying earlier, like when I was going off on Facebook, not really going off, but you know, if you had somebody that treated you well, you probably wouldn't be talking so negatively about
that's
marriage.
what it was.
You would be running down the aisle with bells and whistles on because it's lit. Like it's lit.
So yeah, so okay,
It's lit.
that's what my point was. Women have put these ideals around marriage that make it seem as if they're okay with not being married when it was like usually a childhood dream of like all women, right? But it's like because of the fact that women might have been done wrong or something happened in their lives. Okay, let's be honest. Why was it not for you?
I had dreams of being on somebody's stage with Beyonce and Sierra.
So you never thought about it?
Hell to the... I didn't start thinking about marriage until, you know, maybe like puppy love and guys will be like, I'm gonna marry you. We're gonna be together forever. And that type of shit. But I wasn't thinking about... Dreaming,
I'm
walking
saying,
down the aisle
okay.
and like the dress I'm gonna wear and like, oh my
God. You're saying this
No.
as if like you're the average woman. Like 90% of women dream of their weddings as a child. You're like putting this out here like that's not a fact.
I don't know where you got this percentage from, but
we're gonna ask all your friends once we get done with this podcast, because it's true though. It's true though.
Okay.
You're like
so
this is what we this is what you're talking bad about, is like using your personal experience to make a blanket statement about the world.
I said for argument's sake, let's say 90% of women dream about walking down the aisle.
Yes.
Let's get to your point.
So my point was, because of the fact that exists, women use things that have happened to them, or the fact that the man that they're with doesn't want to get married, as an excuse to now not want the things that they want. And it's like a cop-out. It's like,
take this.
This came along, so now I don't have to, do what I said I was going to do anymore. Or like,
this came along. Elaborate.
I'm saying this in the sense like, this guy that I really like said he doesn't want to get married, but he says he wants to have babies with me.
What the fuck?
Now you're saying what the fuck? Okay, that doesn't happen 90%. Or that's way too high, but that happens way more often than people are getting married and having babies.
I'm not about to get into a discussion about people not.
You said what the fuck like it wasn't a common thing. I don't appreciate that.
You just went.
Because that's what it is though. Okay, can I say this one thing about Tony the Athens? I just saw this.
I wanted to make a point about Jeannie Mai.
Go ahead, Jeannie Mai.
Okay, y'all know Jeannie Mai from the real. Now you were saying, because you were like, women, they basically are like, they don't want these things because I guess maybe the guy isn't treating them right or whatever. But if y'all remember, Jeannie Mai from the real, she's dating Jeezy now. Or no, I'm sorry, they're married. And she just announced her pregnancy. Now, if y'all remember, for the last 4 or 5 years, however long we've been knowing her in the public, she has said adamantly that she does not want children. And the only thing that I can deduce is that it was the guy that she was with. She couldn't imagine it. She couldn't fathom it. She couldn't even put it in her brain space because of the type of relationship she was in. So I can understand how women or men, but you said women have the biggest problem with marriage. I can understand how they might have like those negative ideas. But yeah, that doesn't mean that it's applicable to all marriages. What?
Okay, so yes, I understand what you're saying. That was kind of the reverse of what I was saying. What I was saying is that...
Yeah, it was reverse.
Women will give up their dreams of getting married and adopt this ideal that they don't want to get married, all because the guy that they're with said they don't want to get married. And it's like, if that same guy had said, let's get married, guess what you would be doing?
Maybe.
So that's my point in the sense of like, I'm not bashing women by any means and saying, you said women have a problem with marriage. Like, no, it's the men. It's definitely the men. But my point is that women don't understand the power that they have. I had a point. Women don't understand the power that they have to hold men to a certain standard to want them to be married. Men don't want to marry a girl that isn't going to teach their daughter how to be a wife. Straight up, that's as simple as I could put it. But anyways, okay, so this is the Tony Gaskins point that I just read today.
Oh, shit.
So I guess people have been saying to him, why do men have children but they don't want to marry me? So he basically broke it down in like the most simple way I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
He said it's like a little maybe like text message thing or like a screenshot or something. Mm-hmm. But he basically said men having children serves the man. So a man having a child, he gets to see the child is there, it's his seed, it's his, his legacy.
Leave there, spread there, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not interrupting, I'm just adding. Go ahead, my bad.
So that was the first part. The second part was, so yeah, the first part was that. The second part was men getting married. Men have this ideal that being in a marriage is taking from them.
Men have that idea?
Yeah. Okay. So that, in a marriage, you're giving up your freedoms, you're giving up your ability to do X, Y, and Z. So that's taking from them. So that was like the most simple way I heard it. And I was like, that makes sense from like a logical standpoint. But it's like...
How?
No. I'm saying, let me finish. It makes sense from a logical standpoint from like the outside looking in. The problem with that is that I don't know what the percentage is. It's like, I just heard this the other day. It was like 80% of the children in our generation are made by 16% of the men.
Yeah.
And so basically the issue is that we're creating all of these situations where like the next generation is only being raised by like mothers, like single mothers. Right? And that's kind of happened a lot in our generation, but it's like perpetuating this stereotype to where people look at this idea like they don't need the other species, but it's like God created man and woman to be together and create something together. So it's like we created this idea where it was like, it's okay to not have a man or it's okay to not have a woman. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you're not fulfilling your life. You're not living your life to its fullest. Like you're really not. You're just not.
You are not unlocking the fucking, how like
cheat code.
Yeah, you know how you had like a cheat code. You know what I'm saying?
The next level.
I'm a nerd because I used to play like Tomb Raider and shit. And then I graduated to like Call of Duty and shit. Now the kids got be playing what the kids be playing now?
Fortnite
and shit. But it's like the cheat code. Like being married is the cheat code. If you're in a happy, productive, spiritual marriage, like it's lit. And I was just gonna say, because you were talking about like men, I guess may feel like they're giving up something, but what are you really giving up? Like if you're in a healthy relationship, you should not be giving up things that you're interested in, that you care about. You shouldn't be giving up your time or feel that you're giving up your time because hell, I remember when me and Greg first started dating, we've been together for 7 years. Well, going on 8 years now. People would be like, y'all ain't tired of each other? You don't get tired of him? Do he get tired of you? No, we like each other. That's normal. Like that's a normal, healthy relationship. So what the fuck are you giving up other than being able to, I guess, go spread your seed some more or have sex with other people? Like that's the only thing that you would be giving up. And if that's the if that's what's stopping you from getting married, then I guess you got to make men find a way to get everything that they want, I guess.
I think there's a balance. So like we talk about Kevin Samuels a lot, but it's like, he says as men, you should wait till you're 30 to get married. Mm-hmm. So I think we got married, I was 29.
You were 29?
Yeah.
I forget you a little bit older than me.
I turned 30 a month after we got married. But, I mean, that wasn't planned, like, oh, I'm going to do this at age 30. I remember thinking...
We were engaged for a few years.
Thinking... That makes it sound so bad. It was not a few years.
We were engaged for a year. We actually planned to be engaged.
Being engaged for an extended period of time is not a good thing. It means that your relationship is going through... You
wasting time.
Yeah. You be repeating that. This is the second or third time you brought this up.
Sorry. We did not have an extended engagement.
Okay.
When Greg proposed...
This was pre-COVID.
We discussed how long we wanted to be engaged, what our wedding date was going to be. We had already been talking about marriage, and it was only about a year. So when I say that, I just mean, I thought a year and like a couple months. So that's why I say closer to 2 years, but it was like a year and 3 months or something.
You said 3 years, but...
I said 3 years?
Just now. Yeah, you said we was engaged for a few years.
Few and 3. Few can mean 2.
Okay.
I thought few was 2.
This is gonna be like, this is no. This ain't nothing about you. This is gonna be the headline question. I really want to Google this. A few is 3, a couple is 2.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Always.
Yes.
I don't really know. A few can mean more than 3 though.
But this is like, okay, here's the thing. Women, maybe y'all can relate, but this might be like a man thing that they can recall, like things like that, like a couple is 2, a few is 3.
Well, it's like a couple is like, we're a couple, there's 2 of us. It's like...
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
But I use few.
You're saying like I got band brain or something, like it's hard to remember. There's a couple. There goes a couple right there. There goes the 2 walking down the street.
That's a good way to look at it. I've just always used the word few for 2 or 3. Okay. So you're telling now Greg is telling me that few can only be used for 3 or more.
It can't mean
not 2 or more.
Right.
And you know what? Okay, whatever. So we were engaged for 1 freaking year and 2 months. Okay, there you go. Not an extended engagement. We weren't stringing each other along. We were planning the wedding. We were happy. It was good. There you go, baby. It was amazing.
Perfect. So, I forgot my point now. What were we talking about?
Men thinking that they giving up something because...
Oh, yeah. So, I feel like... So we were talking about waiting till like you're older in age. So it's like the way that they say it in like movies or like the English movies is like, sow your wild oats for like men, right? It's like you're supposed to get that out of your system when you're a kid or an adolescent or a young adult.
That makes no sense. But
it doesn't make sense, but...
So you're just supposed to you're just supposed to like go get a whole bunch of people pregnant?
No.
Well, what the hell is sowing your wild oats mean?
Well, okay, so back in the day, I don't know. I don't think there was any type of contraception, so it kind of was that. They were just getting a bunch of like maybe hookers pregnant or whatever. Like maybe not pregnant, but like in brothels. No.
Oh, it's brothels.
Yeah, okay. Like we've watched all kinds of Game of Thrones. That's how it really was back in the day. Like you go in the brothel, these folks is in there. Maybe that's the dude's, way that he gets introduced to the world. My point is that as a man, you get that crap out of your system, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's much easier to be like...
So you got that out your system. That's what
but it's like, okay. I'm at this point in my life, and we talked about this not too long ago. Somebody had a post, but it's like at a certain point in your life as a man, there comes a time and responsibility where you have to focus on the stuff that's going to help you and your family elevate to the next level. And for different men, that might mean different things, but chasing women takes a lot of time.
You have told me that before.
It takes a lot of time and energy, right? So it's like, any guy watching this knows, like, you're not just, it's all kinds of different stuff. It's ways to get around spending money, but you might not be messing with the best quality of women. So, you know what I mean? You're pretty much going to have to spend money. But it just takes time and energy and effort to chase women. Like, that's kind of like the whole cat and mouse or dog and cat ideal of it. Because for a lot of men, they don't. Okay, so this really just came to me, but this is really what I feel like makes sense. A lot of women in this generation have been raised to think like men, in the sense where it's like what's the Steve Harvey thing? Like, think like a man, act like a lady.
Yeah.
So it's like all of this masculine energy to where it's like men don't believe that women aren't on the same stuff that they are. In the sense, like, a lot of women chase guys into their 30s and, you know, while they're in a relationship or whatever, the same way men do. And so men, I mean, and
my facial expression is crazy this episode.
No. It's I wouldn't say that it's equal, but I think that women still do this. So I think that from a logical perspective, men look at it like, well, why should I settle down? She's not settling down. And it's like, I don't really know how movies were of like previous generation, but it's like there's a lot of famous movies, especially in Black culture, that are about the Black wife getting into whatever and then cheating on her husband.
What the fuck?
Or cheating on the boyfriend.
How we get here?
We were talking about soiling your wild oats. And so my point was that men don't believe that women aren't on the same stuff they are. In the sense of like chasing.
That women are out there sowing their wild.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay. Well, that's a crock of shit.
And it's not. I wouldn't say it's 100% false. It's definitely more true than it was in previous generations. You're looking at me like that, but like, what? Are you not in agreement? Like, it's not your grandmothers and great grandmothers. They out here getting it in. Having fun, living their lives.
Okay, here's the real tea.
Go ahead. The woman's perspective.
The woman's perspective. The women that I know, the women that are not in my circle, but, you know, my network is full of young women. They want a man. They want a husband. They want the white picket fence. They want to travel and go on vacations. They want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're faithful, loyal, hardworking, whatever, you educated, whatever you want to say.
I got a question, just for a caveat.
Oh, shit.
Do all of these same women still want to have hot girl summers?
First of all, I need everybody to understand that hot girl summer, hot anything, that is specific to an age group. Okay? I'm 32. Wait, how am I? I'm 31.
Sheesh. How old are you? Damn.
I'm 31. And ain't shit about my summer hot. But nah, it's not. So like, in my age group where women are thinking about getting married and they are either, you know, in dead end relationships, or they're like realizing like, oh, this shit isn't going anywhere, or, you know, they single, they're not trying to have a hot girl anything. They are complaining about the dating market. And I heard it was crazy out here. So I'm just saying. It can be speculated.
This is my issue with you.
Men or women.
With you
it's both of us.
And the way that you have approached these conversations in the last, I'm not really sure. Yeah, okay. It's a contradiction. I feel like when we have these conversations, when we're watching like Kevin Samuels episodes, and we're talking about these women, like, I guess I understand from your perspective is like you try to like caveat to like find the positive in the people and like talk about this like group over here of like these women, but that's not average at all of who we're talking about. Like you're talking about you were saying your age range. It's plenty of 30-year-olds out here having hot girl summer, 31-year-olds. Plenty of 35, 40-year-olds having hot girl summer still, and they're not married. Were saying
because they don't want.
No, because they're confused. Okay, so you said these women are out here.
Let's make this up.
They're doing.
Shoot with
Okay, so you talked about these women in your circle and these women that you're talking about. They want to have the white picket fence. They want to have this. They want to have that.
Yeah.
But the key thing you're missing is, what do the men want? And my point in bringing up the hot girl summer is that men don't want a girl that's out here having hot girl summers every year. But every girl is thinking that that's what the man wants. And there's a disconnect in the understanding. There has to be a disconnect.
You know what? We're gonna have to do a part 2 to this. But women are not having hot girl summers because they are like, forget men.
No, that's not my point.
They are having these hot girl summers
because they want attention
from men.
Okay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Complete a thought of mine. Okay. So they are not having these summers because they want, you know what I'm saying? Because they just want to be out here hoeing, you know. They are having these summers because the dating market is crazy right now. I be hearing stories, and excuse me for speaking in like ebonics, but I hear horror stories of what the dating pool is like right now. And a lot of young men, I'm not gonna say all of them, and this might be specific to black men, I don't know, but they are immature. They just want to Netflix and chill. They don't want to, like, they're not planning for the future. They have a bunch of options, you know, so they don't really want to get into anything serious. And what do you expect a woman to do if they've been strung along for, you know, a few months, and then all of a sudden the dude just ghost, or you find out that they talking to 5 or 6 other women.
So this is the recipe. So
are we not going to acknowledge the fact that men be out here doing some bullshit?
Yes. Okay. No, but okay. So you are discounting my reason for why.
What's the why?
Men don't bullshit women like you. What happened when I was bullshitting with you? Be honest. It's like you're...
What happened? You tell them. I don't want...
The shit got shut down. And it was like, okay, this is who I'm finna be with, because shit, she done shut down all my bullshit and she held me to a standard. Women don't hold themselves or any man to any standard and then expect the man to want to be with them or wife them. Why? You're a girl I could just play with. I conquered you already. Where are these women's standards? And you brought up this point of these women want to have men pay attention. I can't.
My husband is motherfucking on one today.
My point is that women
don't have standards.
Women out here don't have standards, but no, that's not the only thing. There was something I was gonna say earlier, and you made me forget. Hold on, I want to get back.
I said?
Yes, it was a response to you talking about women
not holding themselves accountable.
No, women being out here in the dating pool, and the dating pool is messed up, and all this other stuff. But the women who are holding men to standards, you see them. They're all over Facebook and Instagram doing this.
I would do that.
And guess what? The ones that ain't is the ones that's got their ass up somewhere turned up talking about, I want somebody to look at me and pay attention to me, and I want him to wife me, even though I'm showing the whole world my entire everything.
This is Kevin Samuels Jr. tonight.
It's not a realistic expectation.
Okay, so...
Because Kevin Samuels be on his soapbox, but it be so true, stuff that people need to hear, and it's like... Okay. This is how you get a husband.
This is how you get a husband, ladies. Set standards for yourself. Hold yourself accountable for accepting bullshit from the opposite sex.
For not accepting.
Hold yourself accountable for accepting it. Because you have to hold yourself accountable first so that you can get put on your big girl panties and stand up for yourself so that person can start to respect you. I mean, the reason why I go back and forth about how I communicate to women, because women, to be honest, y'all can be real
Soft.
No, like
and weak.
Damn.
No, I'm just playing. That was a Kevin Samuels moment. Go ahead.
To be honest, but that's not what I was gonna say. The reason why I don't communicate, the real shit is because in the past, when I had, women don't want to hear it, because women want to hear right now what we've been taught is like, especially in the Black community, I'm only talking about my experience. We got Black girl magic, we got melanin this, we're independent, we don't need a man, all this bullshit, and y'all make it like it's like
glamorous.
An amazing, glamorous thing to be single. Until you 30, 40, 50 years old and you got to travel by your goddamn self, or you roll over.
No, you got to pay all your bills by your goddamn self. You ain't traveling at all.
Okay,
you ain't got money to go nowhere.
But okay, back to my point. He is very. You're right about the fact that women need to have standards. It's not about what standards you have, but you just need to get you some. And a lot of times I find when I'm talking to women that they don't even know that they are settling
or accepting bullshit.
Settling or accepting things because
it's been normalized.
Can I finish? It's been normalized. But more so than that, you have to take into account some women have daddy issues. Some women have self-esteem issues based on their life experiences. And then a lot of times, even if your parents are fucking together or married, parents aren't having conversations with women about how to develop standards. And I think that is the missing link. Instead of attacking women for not having them, or attacking men for walking all over women, how about we talk about the previous generations who didn't teach us the shit that we needed to know, or provide us the tools that we needed to have those standards. I mean, and we don't have to blame them. I'm just saying there are other reasons why
I think it's so weird. It's like, if you know, right?
But I didn't know until I got tired of the bullshit. And I'm not talking about with Greg, but I always tell this story, like, first of all, I don't have like an extensive dating history, right?
That's another plus.
But
telling you, men don't want a girl that everybody doesn't talk to.
Spit the block a few times.
It don't.
No, I don't have that. However, I did make a decision when I was in college. I think I was like 21, and I was like, you know what, God, this is what I want in a man. I want this, I want this, I want this, and I prayed about it, and I kept on focusing on my own personal development. And then Greg came into my life, and I was like, ooh, you lit. This is going to be my husband. And that was it. But that was because I had, a lot of times y'all just be going through life, like just going through fucking life, like just waking up, and you're not you're not self-reflective. And so you just end up in these fucked up situations, and you're like, how did I end up here? So it's like, you have to set expectations for your life. Greg gotta go because Jet is whining. Moral of the story, women, Greg can be very straight to the point, but what he's really trying to say is, if you don't hold yourself accountable and hold these men accountable, they are going to run amok, okay? And if you allow a man to be in your life and have sex with you and lay up with you and knock you up, go half on the bills, don't fucking invest into your future, then you asking for it.
I've been trying to tell her to make it's a new Nicki song. Like, Nicki Minaj is the GOAT of women rappers. I'm a Barb, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, Barb.
But she was like, what's
no?
Why are you smiling like that?
I thought he was gonna
I'm a Beyonce fan, but I'm not part of the Beehive. No. Yeah, that's a little too far. But anyways, my point was that Nicki got a line, and it was like, I ain't having no babies unless I got the ring. And I was just like, how many women don't think about that. Like, we were listening to an episode of Kevin Samuels the other day. This girl had like made this decision. She was like, regardless of if I get married, I'm still gonna have some kids. And he was like talking to her logically, like, how does that make any sense? Like, the most selfish thing ever. Like, you're just gonna have kids that live in a fucked up situation just because you want kids? And it's like, that's literally people's like thought process. Like, I'm gonna bring kids into this world.
Your kids grow
just
up.
For the sake of it. Man, it's only 18 years. And then that'd be the women that be all in their kids' lives doing crazy shit at their weddings or... Yeah. See, it's just a recipe for nonsense. Find you somebody to spend your life with.
Yeah, and they out here. Don't give up.
They definitely out here.
That's the moral of the story. Oh shit. The wine is kicking in. But don't give up on love. And you know, I know that life has been hard on all of us in different ways. But that does not mean that you don't deserve fucking greatness for yourself and your life and, you know, your future. So stop settling for bullshit. You'll be happy. So let's wrap this up.
That's all I have.
That's all I have. For Millie shit.
Wait, what?
You don't remember?
That's a Flo Milli line?
Yes. That's Flo Milli.
She stole that from Chanel, Lil Wayne's artist. That's from the Lil Wayne freestyle.
Oh, really?
Off the Young Money album, yes.
Yeah, you're right. That's is it Chantel?
Chantel, whatever her name is.
Yeah, you're right. That's all I had. That's where I got that from, that one Flo Milli shit.
I was about to say.
All right, so moral of the story, wrap it up. No, that wasn't the moral of the story. But wrap it up. And Greg and I are back with G&T Go Get It. This season, you can expect us to get a little bit more personal. We'll definitely be sharing more of our experiences as a couple, a married couple that works together, and just more about our life and giving our insight on how we make it work in a healthy way. Because there's a lot of toxicity out here, and that ain't fucking us. But that's all I got. What you got, baby? That's it. He really said that's all I have. All right, well, you gonna do the closing then? Or you can't do that either?
What's the closing?
G&T signing out. Good night.
Is that our closing?
We usually say bye. Damn, you gonna say bye to the people?
All right, see y'all later. Thank you for coming to my event.
That
Appreciate
is the closing.
y'all. That's what I did?
Yes.
That's
it. That's it. Good night, y'all.